Hello again. This is Penny Sophocles, and today I'm chatting with Lucy Hembury-Gunn about standing in her power. And I think Lucy has some questions for me.
I do. Thank you, Penny. So first, I just wanted to ask you, your movement, Standing in Her Power Global, places a lot of emphasis on the specific four words: freedom, independence, strength, and empowerment. And I was wondering if you'd be able to explain or expand upon those a bit more and what they mean to you and your movement as a whole.
Thanks, Lucy. Yeah. Well, I think freedom is almost like the first call for any woman who has been brought up in this world, because, you know, the weight of history upon the female sex is so great in terms of the role models that we've all kind of kind of bears down upon us as homemakers, as childbearers, as you know, the sort of the domestic and the sort of the family role. So actually, for a woman to make a choice, a conscious choice that is not determined by the roles that women have played in the last 10,000 years, is a call to freedom. It is deciding and being in a position to have the freedom to say, that is not a role I want to play anymore. I do not want to be a homemaker, or I do not want to be a childbearer. I do not want to be a sort of domestic goddess, you could say. You know, it's making that choice from a place of freedom rather than from the determination of history and from the determination of culture and dominance, that whether it's culture or religion that places upon a woman the constrictions and the curtailments of whatever that culture says. So freedom is like the first sort of starting point. And the second word is independence. Well, if you're going to be free, you also need some resources in order to be independent with. So sometimes, I mean, that often involves financial freedom, financial independence, having the financial resources in order to take one's freedom and be independent within that circumstance. It also is, you know, sexual independence, so that you're not constrained by the fact that you have to have children if you have sex. And so many women in the world, even today, don't have that freedom in order to be independent of children if they choose not to have it. I'm not saying that they should, but to be independent in order to make those choices. I think there's also independence relating to political independence, i.e. the choice to and the ability to vote. And even today, there are still one or two countries, or possibly more countries, where women do not have the vote and do not have the independence to stand on their own. And even some countries, like I was reading something yesterday, that in Afghanistan today, or before, if a woman wanted to go to the shops, they had to have a man or a male, even a young boy, take them to the shops because they couldn't go on their own. So that is not independence if you're totally reliant upon the males of the family or the culture to allow you to do whatever you want to do. And then, so there's freedom, independence,
Next,
strength. Strength. Yeah, I think in order to be free and in order to have independence, a woman needs to have strength. And I think this is where women do prefer to have support groups of people around them so that they can become strong, because on your own, it's very easy to become weakened, particularly in a male-oriented and a male-dominated culture, that actually to be strong in the face of overwhelming odds, it is actually quite difficult. So strength comes from some kind of group support, but it's also having the mindset that actually you're not a victim. You have freedom, you have choice, and you can exercise, or you choose to take those choices. So actually strength ranges from emotional strength, mental strength, because we do not necessarily always have the physical strength to do what we need to do. And then the last word is obviously empowerment. And I think when you have those three up front, you can then have the empowerment that says, I claim my power, I choose my power, and I make the choices from the freedom and the independence and the strength to do what I want to do and to express who I am and what my talents, innate talents and strengths and natural genius can contribute to the world. So I think empowerment is really the end point that is really the starting point. It's the end point that allows you to make a contribution into the world.
Thank you very much. That's great.
A pleasure. Thank you.